I'm using the car dataset again in this video to create a simple box plot and then provide some directions how to create side-by-side box plot. So let's start by creating a simple box plot. The dataset is already imported. The car dataset was imported from the R base R repository. So then I go directly to the option plots, create a plot. The plot that we are creating now is a box plot. We are focusing on creating a simple box plot. So under the option dataset, I'm going to select the dataset that I'm working on. As I said, it's a car dataset. And since this is a simple dataset, you want to create a box plot for, let's say, MPG, which is miles per gallon. So I'm going to click on MPG, click on the arrow sign to select the variable. So that now the variable is selected in the variable box. You can title this as MPG and simply click on the eye icon to preview it. So this shows a simple box plot. And notice that there are two dot signs representing the outliers. Now this is defined as a vertical box plot, but in the next step, when we get into the side-by-side box plot, we'll get the opportunity to see how to create an horizontal direction box plot. The file can be saved by clicking on Save As. Then you can click on Download the file to get a copy of it. So now let's go back to the basics. So to bring back the data set, so you don't have to go through the original steps one by one. Simply to bring back all the information, you go to Basic. And now, in addition to operating with a mile per gallon for the car data set, this is the numerical variable. We are going to add a categorical variable, which is defined in Rguroo as a vector variable. And then I'm selecting the class as the vector variable. It is selected in a very similar way as the numerical variable MPG was selected. Click on the arrow sign to select the variable. And now MPG class for the title. And you can preview it. So now you see side by side. So the class of cars. So you see compact, luxury, midsize, and so forth. And then for each one of them, you see representation of side-by-side box plots. Once again, this can be saved. You can download the file. I'm going to go to Label Editor and see if we can make some changes. So the categorical variable is class. The label editor allows me to rearrange or reorder the label of the cars. So if I want them to reorder into Super Mini bin, the first one, so I move this up by simply clicking on this and dragging this to the top spot. If I want the subcompact to be next, I do the same thing, click and drag. If I want the luxury to be the next one, I follow the same directions. I can change for the luxury, I can change the color of it into a yellow color. So that's going to show into the color of the box plot. And then I can preview this by simply clicking, and notice that the luxury now changed the color into a yellow color. And that's the box plot showing clearly all the changes. The other thing that I can do, I go back to basic. I can create side-by-side box plots into the horizontal direction and not only showing the horizontal direction, but showing the mean for each box plot. Notice that the mean will be displayed by using a red diamond inside the box plot. So if I click on the option Show the Mean and then preview it, now you notice that the direction of the box plots change, and then you see the red diamond inside the box plot representing the mean. Let me go back to the label editor again. Now I'm going to basic again, and now in order to make some other changes, in addition to one categorical variable vector value, I'm going to add another one, the type. Select it, click on type, select. Once I do that, then I have the option of coloring, so I can color by type. I can change the factor gap from 1 to 0.5. So the gap between the two consecutive box plots is going to get narrower. So they're getting close to each other, making it zero point 0.5. And then I can also um, name the x-axis and the y-axis. So I can call class, the factor label always goes to the x-axis, and then the y-axis is the MPG. And then preview all the changes. And now we're going to see horizontal box plots, that the color changed, and then the domestic are orange colors, and then the blue colors, and the imported ones are orange colors. Red colors are still showing the mean. These are all horizontal directions. But if you go back to the basic, you can unclick the mean and then the horizontal direction and preview it. So I did the color factor by type, but I can do the color factor by class if you want to, and preview it again. So now different colors, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different classes of the cars.